All right, today I wanted to create a quick video on how to maximize profit with the signal matrix optimized in PBH HA+. As you can see, I like to trade on the 1 second Renko chart, and mainly just because I like to scalp, get my trading, wait for my setups, wait for confirmation, get my setups, and then take my trades, either win or lose. I'm done for the day. And you can see it did pretty well. Then I've added the UCS Murray's Math Oscillator as confirmation. So it helps filter out some signals on such a short time frame as a 1 second chart. So for example, if you were trading earlier today and let's say you started at 7:30 New York time, you get these buys, so you scalp up, and then luckily you're done probably if you're that early. But anyway, so you get this sell, everything's green. I would not say that's a high probability trade. Again, not every trade is going to be great, so everything's green, you take this buy, well then it bounces around, but that's kind of pre-market for you. But then nicely though, you get this nice sell signal, and with confirmation of the oscillator, you can write that down. And I try to write that down. What I like to do is if I have 5 micros, for example, once I'm in profit 250, 300-ish, I will take a half off and ride at least down as far as I can. Maybe I might take it out here, but ideally you ride this as long as you can. And then you can see that where it can struggle, because with NASDAQ you get these nice big push-ups, and then you get these buys, then it kind of sucks down, so you can actually be taking some heat, and that's just part of it. I mean, that's why I don't really love playing the first half hour, because you get these pretty big jolting moves and then these pullbacks that can be pretty wicked. So as you wait, if you waited maybe 15-20 minutes in, you do get a nice buy strong signal where you can scalp out some nice profit and you're done. And then you can see where you get the sell, but it's kind of in the dark. In either case, if you took that, you take a loss, but you already had a nice win. And again, I wouldn't take this strong because your strings are turning green. But in theory, if you took both those, you'd have 2 losers. But then right away, everything flips and you get a nice scalp up. And then you get a nice, and this was where, just some discretion. It's in the dark. The price is pushing down, oscillator is turning red, you can scalp a little bit there. And then I would not take this buy because you're in the dark here. Even if you did, you could take a small loss. This is probably the best signal of the day right here at 10:22. You get sells in the red, scalp down here, and you're done. And then this buy was excellent. Maybe this is even better. Everything's flipping to the green. You get all your buy signals. So my settings are pretty tight: 217, 50, 14, and 51 down to the 1 minute. On the signal matrix, if you want more signals, or you will need to move the signal gap multiplier less than the default. I like it at 2, and then 344. I mean, I do change these a little bit, but not much. They're pretty set. So as you can see, this push up, you definitely got a winning trade. And then as you can see here, you get a nice sell, but everything's not quite red. But in either case, now you finally get everything's under the EMA. As you can see, I have 3 contracts there. So what I like to do, like I mentioned, if I'm having a winning trade, I'm going to take some off. In this case, take 2 off. And then I normally obviously have a stop loss here. And since I'm on my demo, Just wanted to show you how it looks. But I definitely would have my stop loss already set here. If I was in a trade at the stop, obviously with micros you can be a little more aggressive with your stops, but I do not like taking full stops. It's just more of a, if everything goes wrong. But if price started pushing back up above the EMAs, I'm definitely going to try to get out before I take a full stop. And again, would be once I have a stop in place. If I can let me add it. Come on. So once you have your stop in place, then I'm just writing it down. And then once it takes me out, I catch a couple of trades like this, I'm done for the day. Especially you're getting in, it's past 11 o'clock. But, to me, time isn't necessarily the most important thing. Is, does the trade line up with what you're trying to do? And are you willing to lose? So you can keep your mindset right, so you can stay fluid. As we all know, indicators are really the smallest part of the whole plan. It's just one piece. Obviously, risk management. I don't need to go through all the obvious things that you need to be doing. But yeah, risk management. Is your mind right? Are you staying with the current trend? All those things that are just pretty obvious. And the reason why, I think I mentioned this before, these aren't published on TradingView because, not that I've stolen code, but I borrowed code from really good coders on TradingView, and I wasn't trying to rewrap them to make a profit or anything. I was rewrapping them to fit how I like to trade. So I thought I'd publish it, and I did try to change the code a little bit just to make it my own, but that's all right. I was doing this for me, and I found that maybe it could be helpful to others. Again, I'm not saying this is the best way to trade by any means. This is just one of infinite ways to trade the market. And I focus on the NASDAQ, primarily 20 minutes after the open. I will take trades prior to the open because sometimes an hour before can be pretty good trends. I definitely try to avoid any big open, like any market opens. Obviously, any major news events. You're a fool. Personally, I don't trade that myself. I want a nice, consistent trades where I can get in, get out, and be done. So for me, if it's kind of stalling, you know what? I'm up, whatever. Say I'm up 200 or 300 here, 200, 300 there, and finish up 500. Or depending on how many contracts you are, sometimes the $1,500 day is great, $2,000 day is great, $500 days are great, and then keep your losses to a minimum. And I've really stripped these down. I don't have everything. When I created them, I wanted to have as much available so then I could strip them down to what I like to see in the chart. So even with Signal Matrix, do I have everything? No, I don't need all the arrows. I mean, you can have them; they're there. I like to keep things simple, as much as possible. So this is the way I like to trade it. I'll have a document that kind of goes over a little bit, but essentially looking for confluence, looking for the background, looking for the signals. And I basically borrowed this from QuantView. QuantView sells indicators for $147 a month. They're really good. I personally think they could be rewrapped. I don't know. That's my guess. Basically, I crafted these based on using logic, using lots of indicators that line up so that I have confidence that when these strongs go with the background, with the oscillator, that you have a good probability of scalping out 5 to 10 points or whatever you're going. Now, I know it's nice to catch big winning trades, and that can happen. But if you're looking, at least for me, doing this full time, I need to be taking profit, and I'm scalping for profit. I'm not trying to, hunt for big whales or big elephants. I want consistent profit that I can count on day after day. And then obviously when I'm wrong, keep those days small so I can manage my mindset and just keep a good steady routine. So for me, this strategy works really well. Again, I'm not saying it's not perfect. And obviously for everyone, this is just entertainment, right? I'm not saying I'm any market guru. I'm just a guy that trades the NASDAQ, and I have 3 funded accounts that's doing pretty well. It's good enough for me. And but yeah, I will. I am working on updating these down the road to make them a little bit better. I mean, they're good, but can they be better? Yes. I'm going to update the logic to add even whatever offset I can find. I'm going to add to it to make these stronger and better. So when I update them, I'll let you guys know on the channel. And anyway, good luck trading with the indicators if you like them. I've had hundreds of people reach out, and that's pretty cool. Some will probably think they're garbage, and no worries, no problem. I quoted them the way I like to trade, so no worries if it doesn't work for you. Obviously, everyone has their own personality type, and I totally get that. And the 1 second chart can be pretty brutal, so maybe people, it needs to do work on Heikin-Ashi, so you can certainly move it to 1 minute. It can get, to me, it's good, but these pullbacks you get on NASDAQ can be pretty brutal. So that's why I like the 1 second, because I want to make sure I don't get sucked in on a really bad pullback, if I can avoid it, that is. But are you going to catch the highs? No. I mean, right? You look at this, I guarantee you a lot of you are like, man, well, why aren't you selling right here? I get that. I would love to pick highs. It's just hard to do. So, for me, I'm going to wait till I get some good solid confirmation, get in my trade, and you can see this worked out really nicely here. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on how I trade the NASI with this indicator, and I hope it helps you guys, and I will be on later this week. Take care.